Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching a mod review of the John Deere 6600 Sidehill by Tired Iron Modding. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, today we get to do a mod review of the John Deere 6600 Sidehill Combine by Tired Iron Modding. This is for PC only and is 73 megabytes to download. Oh man, I tell you what, this is a pretty darn neat looking set we got here. There's a bunch of different combinations that we got going on here. But before we start digging into the different combinations and what we can go ahead and do, let's go ahead and read a short description available for us. In 1975, John Deere introduced the Sidehill system on their best-selling 6600 Combine, serving as the middle ground between grain loss on hills and intense leveling up to 45 degrees from hillside systems. The Sidehill was perfect for farmers whose land had more elevation changes than most and wanted to increase yields by decreasing loss due to hills. With leveling up to 18%, the self-leveling system keeps the entire threshing, cleaning, and separating system completely level while the front wheels pivot on bar systems up and down to compensate for slope. Here in FS22, the Hillside 6600 is ideal for sloped farming and performs better than the rest. Headers that are meant for the 66 Sidehill are as follows: the 643 6-row corn header and the 215 grain header. And as you can see here, guys, we do have several different models of all of this stuff coming on here, and let's go ahead and take just a slight dive into what y'all have as options. So starting off with the harvester, we actually do have a handful of options and configurations you can get here. All the configurations that are available for us here are all $31,826. All of them have 120 horsepower, 215 liter capacity for a fuel tank, 12 mile an hour speed, 7,250 liters for grain capacity, and all of that is the same. Now, there are some slight differences in between the models here, and let's go ahead and take a look here. You have the 1975 version of this. You go ahead and you jump up to the 1976 to 1977 model. Kind of changes a little bit of the details here and adds some bars along the backside. And then when you jump to the 1978 version, it gets rid of these bars and it does change this thing. I'm sorry, this guy right here, it does change that to black from green. So that is primarily the main differences. I have tried them all out. They all function the same. One thing that you can have on all of these is the engine setup. You can either have a gas short exhaust, a gas tall exhaust, diesel short exhaust, or a diesel tall exhaust. I may have said tall exhaust twice. You have a short and tall exhaust options. Now, one thing it does do, it does not physically change anything unless you come in here and you have a diesel and a gas. Gasoline, diesel. It makes sure you go ahead and put diesel in there so you don't screw this up. So that's what we have for options on this guy right here. Now, when it comes to the headers, we have a little bit more option. All right, this little guy right here, you can start yourself off with this bat reel, and this is the exact same thing here. All of this information is exactly the same, the 4.5 working with the 4 mile an hour speed and the price of $5,500. That is all the same, but you do have some options. You have the bat reel galvanized, gives you a nice little industrial look on there. The early modern fingers and the late model fingers. And that is all the options that you have available to you. We will go ahead and check all of this stuff out here in just a second. Now coming over to the corn header, you have just this. That's it. You don't have any options with this thing, but you do have a wider working width and unfortunately a slower speed and a greater price. So that's one thing you got to go ahead and take a peek at. Alright, so now out here, these are the models right here, and I will go ahead and do a short little demonstration on these, but they all look absolutely fabulous. The detail done on them are just spectacular. I can't really say too much about them, or not enough, I guess. However you want to go ahead and look at it. There's just a lot that could be said for these little buggers here. I think it's just time we get out in the field and show you what is what. Now, one cool thing that I will go ahead and point out is there is a sound difference between the diesel and the gasoline. So we're going to start up the diesel here first so you can get a little bit of a look. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to start in the gasoline here. So we'll get this thing started up. Alright, that's what you kind of have for a sound. Now I'm going to back this thing up. Let it kind of get up to speed. Alright. That's what we kind of got for speed right there. And I'm going to take and set this guy off to the side here for just 1 second. Because we're going to go ahead and test the field off to the side. We're going to actually come over here and do the sunflower field first. So let's go ahead and now turn the diesel on. It has a slightly lower pitch to it until you start actually driving it. Then you can really hear almost like the turbo kick in. You got a nice black smoke coming out that where the gasoline, you really did not have that as an option. So guys, at this moment right here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pass a little bit of time and get us to a point where we can go ahead and harvest these sunflowers. Alright, now I've already taken the liberty to start this bad mamma jamma up, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Oh, I got to unfold it, my bad. Unfold it, got to have it ready to go, and here we go. Actually, that's a nice smooth action happening right there. Alright. Now we're going to get ourselves up here and rocking and rolling. And as you can see, it's actually not fully on the ground. It's definitely compensating for the pitch of the hill. And we are going up not too shabby. That was what I wanted to kind of see. You can kind of see, yeah, how that thing turns. As you go ahead and turn, you can see how the head pivots to kind of compensate, to keep that leveler going. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn, and you can kind of see that thing just shimmy and shake as you go ahead. That's actually really, really neat to see. Oh man, I like that. I like that. It's a nice little added feature on there. Yes, unfortunately, 3 miles an hour, this is your max speed. So it is what it is, but that leveling feature that you have right there, how it tips back and forth to try and level itself out, is pretty darn slick. Now, one thing we're going to go ahead and do here really quick is I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, get that up, and let's see the function on the pipe coming on out. Nice and smooth. I do like that. I do like that. Pretty darn slick. Pretty darn slick, guys. Let's go ahead and hop on out of this bad mamma jamma. Oof. Pretty darn cool. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, guys, give me just a second. We'll hop over and harvest ourselves some grain. Alright, everyone, welcome on back. We are in the, I think this is the 1978, yes, this is the 1978 version, and it is gasoline, so you'll definitely be able to hear the slight difference in the motor action. See that pop down nice and neat as well. And let's go ahead and harvest ourselves some grain. A little soybean action happening here. Nice. It'll give us an option to see that. can see it's coming down nice and neat from up above, underneath. It's functioning pretty darn well. Kind of like that. I definitely like the way that the paddles or the thrashers. It's nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Now I'm going to go ahead and let's give this thing a turn as well. And as you can see, the turning radius on this is really, really good. Oh man, I like that. I like that. You know, when I go ahead and take a look at harvesters that kind of have this particular look, I usually go ahead and kind of compare them to the Bison, and I'd have to say that this has slightly better handling than the Bison. To keep that in mind as just a general comparison that most people know. If you don't know which one that one is, it was a tractor for FS19, but like I said, this definitely has better handling than that, much crisper, much cleaner. And as you can see, kind of heading back up the hill here, it's just rocking and rolling. It is rocking and rolling pretty darn slick here. Alright, let's hop on out of this thing, take a peek at it. Nice finish. Nice. Nice, nice. Alright. You got your bits and pieces that are moving in here. Nice animations. Oof. I like that. I really like that, guys. I like that. Let's turn this thing off. Alright, the self-leveling head. You didn't see as much of the self-leveling until you picked that up, and then you realized that it had actually leveled itself out pretty darn good, even though it's on a hill like that. Oh, man. I tell you what, guys, this is super, super cool. I really, really like this. Like I said, guys, I will go ahead and have a link to where you can go ahead and download this from Tired Iron Modding. Great, great harvester. Great combination of stuff that you have to work with here, guys. Don't take my word for it, though. Go ahead and download it yourself. Check it out. See what it looks like. I think you will be thoroughly, thoroughly impressed. Guys, if you're liking what you're seeing, liking what you're hearing, go ahead and smash that like button. Turn your subscriptions... Oh, no, not turn the subscriptions. Hit that subscription if you really want to help this channel out. Turn the notification bell on and have it set to all. That way you know when this and other great videos are coming out. I tell you what, guys, go ahead and share this with somebody who just loves these old John Deeres. I love them. They just have a great feel to them. There's not much you can go ahead and say other than that. They just got a classic look to them. Guys, I say it because I want to, not because I have to. Thanks for stopping by.